There. Is it connecting? Are we live after 8 minutes of trying? We are live. Oh my god, there we go. We get rid of the echo. Wow, that was absolutely crazy. As you can tell, I've clearly changed things on my stream. Hopefully gives it a bit of a fresher look, but in doing so, I also messed up the feed of where my live stream was going to, so frantically been for like the past 8 minutes looking at how do I fix this. We fixed it, but now I need to think there's something else I might need to have done. I think my audio is coming through fine. I'm hoping everything's coming through fine. Let's I guess get back on track. I don't think I'm getting any error messages or anything, so I think we're good. We good? We're good. Here we go. Welcome to the stream today. Ah, that was a stressful start. Let's hopefully turn this into a bit more of a chilled session moving forwards. We are at 1,040 resets. I'm just wondering if I've even got my death counter set up. Nope, I don't. Give me 2 seconds and I can get that set up. I was not prepared for it. Well, I thought I was prepared for this. I was like, okay, we're gonna go straight in and things are gonna work out fine. I set this up earlier today and apparently not good enough. So let me get a death counter going. That should be it. So now when I press F12, it goes up. Nice. Okay. As soon as we did reset, we are technically at 1,041. Let's go. We are going for Charmander still. No change there. After Charmander, I am setting to go for Magikarp, so that will be next. That will be following the Charmander grind. I did look online as well after yesterday's stream about the best way of going for the Magikarp grind. And it definitely seems like I'm better to get an old rod than just fish. I think if I buy it from the owner, I think it's like marginally longer, but obviously you don't have to then try and capture it because you already automatically get given it. But it will also have the name. It won't say that I captured it, which I kind of want across all my Pokemon. I want to say have the tag that I captured it and I evolved it and all of that palaver. It's kind of why I'm thinking about how do I go about if I'm going to get a Pokemon in my 6 where it evolves when it trades. I believe if you give the Pokemon to an owner, it then evolves. I think it then gets converted to their name, which ideally I don't have, but there's no way around it then. That's the way it has to go. It was really weird when I set the stream up today. I was launching my stream, but it weren't connecting to the one scheduled today, so I've actually got another stream that went up. I need to delete just now. No point in keeping it up there. Delete. And look at my Pokemon at the same time. Look, Mark, I can multitask. That's deleted. Back to my stream. 12. Will they be mine? I didn't think they were. I thought when you trade it and when it evolves going into that person, it changes to their name. Well, welcome to the stream, Ryan. How you doing? Are you playing Pokemon at the moment? Or are you doing Warhammer stuff? Both? Playing one-handed like me? Can't imagine you're not shiny hunting, so if you're moving around and doing Warhammer, that's impressive. What am I doing? We're checking if the potions are shiny, apparently. I'm actually quite happy with the layout of the stream now. I was working on this last night. I had a vision of it like this. Just took a little bit of time to put it in position. And then I also got the text options better because they were a bit too chunky and a bit too wide last stream. So glad I got that fixed. You have the Abra and Sparrow for trades. Oh, you got a Sparrow for trade. Oh, are you on about... Don't you give a Sparrow to the guy to get Farfetch or something like that? Is it those trades you're on about? Like, you don't give an Abra to evolve it, it's a Kadabra. For Mr. Mine and Farfetch, yeah. Did you actually find an Abra, or did you just get it from the games corner? Cool, first one, first two I saw. Nice. See, I found the Abra's rates of spawning actually quite low. Something you might notice in stream as well is have I reduced the latency? But essentially, your messages come through to me quicker now, which is perfect. I think before there was a minute delay or 2 minute delay, which made it a bit hard when I said something and then someone would respond. So quite happy I got that sorted as well. Just ticked a few things off. I'm pretty much at there with how I wanted my stream to be set up anyway, so all good going. But hopefully it's a bit of a cleaner, nicer experience to watch. Today we're going to hopefully go for a bit more than I typically go for. So I've been doing about 200 resets a stream. I'm going to head for maybe like the 300 mark, 350. Because I had to cut yesterday's stream off a little early, so yeah, we ended at 1,040. So I want to get it to a nice round number. If I don't capture it within the next 10 or so goes, which would be absolutely glorious. Kind of crazy that I'm already in the thousands now. I mean, I'm slow, but yeah, thousands are a lot of resets. Get any good IVs on your average one? Because I'm assuming are you even having an Abra in the team? Trade index. Fair. Yeah, I looked a bit more into the is it called Ace? Where you can self-trade and duplicate items, that sort of stuff. And also looked a bit more into the increasing the rates of or increasing the chances of shiny hunting with the timing of the RNG code, but for now I don't think I'm gonna do any of that. I think sticking with doing what I'm doing at the moment, and I do think I'm gonna just farm some golden nuggets on the bridge. Which I don't think you said. Did you do the golden nugget farming for a bit, or you just moved straight forwards? I know you said you was in a rush to get to the city so you can start doing the inputting codes and that. Yeah, I feel like early game you don't really need them too much. You're usually quite set. It's more of the late game when you've battled every trainer, you've gone through so many Pokeballs, you start trying to capture legendaries and that. That's where you start powering through coins, and when you start doing safari hunts and things like that. The 21 solid. I think I need a low level Pidgey or something like that so I can just get one hit and go for it as quick as possible. Because I was looking in terms of like duplicating items, I think I'd rather do the bridge. If I was just duplicating golden nuggets, obviously if you want to duplicate master balls or rare candy or stuff like that, then yeah, you can't use that bridge, but What 1,000 do you think I'm going to get to on the resets? I'm hoping it's not over 3,000, but... What's QOL codes? Well, I'm assuming that they've got like different names. Quality of life. Okay. I could have guessed that. So, sort of self-trading. Are you going to duplicate any items? Because, I mean, it's really tempting to duplicate, like, Master Balls and that, but... I don't know. I feel it kind of diminishes... If you had, like, your full team and they all come out in Master Balls, it just, like... It looks cheated and it looks a bit tacky, I think. I kind of think the same when if you have a full team of shinies. Yeah, obviously if you have something to show for it, like you can prove to people that you've done it legit. Yeah, it's impressive, but vitamins, TV training, reset starters, get all three. Yeah, what about I was gonna say something then. What about like TMs and that? I know a lot of people use it for TMs, duplicating them. Especially the ones that you can only get like once. Yes. Brain fart. I do actually look forward to starting to play the game, starting to do battles and that. Anything's cost related. So you won't. So the TMs that you find and you only get one of in the game, you wouldn't do it on, but you would do it for ones that you can buy because you could. You're essentially saving time. How rare was a Meowth? Because I did say like I'd potentially be interested. I don't know if I said in the stream actually, but I would be potentially interested in a Meowth. But you do need a Meowth, right? For no, you don't. Meowth's just kind of okay for looking for all spare items. Yeah. I don't know, I always seem to remember Meowth being, like, not crazy rare, but wasn't, like, a high spawn rate. A bit like an Abra, but you got 2 Abras pretty quick as well, so... Fair play. Is the shiny Meowth just like yellow or something? Don't know what shiny Meowth looks like. Yeah, I mean, it might be I use it more as like a HM slave, and you can use it for payday, but also you can use thief. Obviously, with it, it has thief. So you can steal items, which sometimes you can find good items. I think like the best item you can find on a Pokemon naturally is like a rare candy. Why do I need Growlithe in my team? Two fire Pokemon, no bueno. Have you decided what your 6 is going to be now as well? I mean, you've said that you want the 3 starter Pokemon. Have you decided what the other 3 are? What's the shiny of a Growlithe? What colour is that? To be honest, I am interested in getting like Nidoking. You said that is blue, and I looked it up and I was like, that is a bit of me, but gold? Nah, gold's a bit bland. I mean, if Charizard was gold, I'd mostly go with a Blastoise shiny hunter at this point. And the fact it turns black, that's why. That's why he's the GOAT. %. Venusaur is disappointing. Never understood that really when they made the shiny variants, why they sort of gave them the same sort of colour. So like Articuno, its colour, it goes to a lighter. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic then. It's a lighter colour, ever so slightly lighter blue. Nothing really distinct on it. It's those shinies that I worry for when if I do start shiny hunting for them. Then a higher chance of resetting and not seeing it being a shiny. Dratini, Snorlax, I'm selling music. See, I do think I want a Dratini, but then I'm like, I don't know, I do that every time I play Pokemon. Oh. Maybe it's, for me, it's Nidoking, Gyarados, Charizard, Golem. What am I missing in terms of HMs and that? We got Surf, obviously. We got Fly, Charizard. We got, I guess, Rock Smash is it? With Golem. Psychic. Yeah, I'll go with an Abra. So that'll be number 5. Abra number 5. And then I think I want like a fighting Pokemon. Oh God. Yeah, I think I'm set with getting an Abra. I feel like that shiny hunt as well won't be too bad once I've racked up enough points in the casino. I don't know what my last one will be. Whether it's a fighting or something else. Reach water. Yeah, I was thinking. Well, I was thinking of an electric. I mean, obviously you've got Electabuzz, but I don't actually know at what point you can get Electabuzz, whether it's quite late in the game. And then I don't have a grass. You're right. I didn't even think of that. I don't have grass. I mean, what good electric types are there? There's. I don't want to go Pikachu. Electabuzz? I think Electrokid came in later, in a later gen, so... Maybe I just go Zapdos as my final. Or Jolteon. Pikachu, Magnemite, Electabuzz. Yeah, but where do you get Electabuzz? I feel like you need to get Surf before you can get the Electabuzz. I don't know, I just remember, like, as a child, I always found it... I think I only ever found the base for, because you find it at the base with, Zapdos, right? I'm pretty sure, at least. Yeah, I think Electabuzz would be my go-to, but does Electabuzz evolve in this Pokemon, or is he just a single evolution? I feel like he does evolve. What, Electrive won in FireRed? Diamond and Pearl. She. There's Electrokid in FireRed. Oh, okay, so you get Electrokid and then you get it. Okay, so it's Electrokid in FireRed. You can only get it from breeding an Electabuzz? Okay. Yes, you gotta go to the power plant to get Electabuzz, and then it's not gonna evolve. And I mean, like, I don't know, am I about that life? Maybe not. Yeah, but bit trash in it. Yeah, I think it was rated like one of the worst shinies as well. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, disappointed, in all fairness. I like evolving Pokemon, so I wouldn't want to get a Pokemon that's not going to evolve. So at this point, it's oddish. Like a victory bell. If I got leaf green. What else? Right, and then the electric ones you've said. I think literally it's those two grass types. I don't. Is there even any other grass types? It's crazy. There's so many Pokemon in this game, and like grass types in Pokémon FireRed. Let's have a look. Okay, you got an execute. That just seems so dead. There's literally like no grass types. But there's so many water type Pokemon. Absolute dead. Yeah, I've had runs with a Vileplume before. This game really does put you going down the avenue of wanting to go for like a Venusaur, because out of all the grass types, I feel like Venusaur's the best, coolest, and you can get cool fire Pokemon in the game, although it's usually a bit later in the game. You can still get them, and water Pokemon are absolutely everywhere. So. Maybe it is a Pikachu we end up going for. Or we do it in the shiny Eevee hunt. And we go Jolteon. No, no water team, we're not doing that. You're adamant at this, aren't you? Because in terms of water Pokemon as well, I really like Seadra as well. I'd be like Seadra, Squirtle, Magikarp. What other water one would I go for? I also like Cloyster, Kingler. I love Kingler, and I just all of the water Pokemon just tickle my pickle. Psyduck, Poliwrath. My god, yeah, some good ones there. I mean, maybe I do get a second. Maybe I go with a Poliwrath because that'll give me some fighting moves, and he won't be weak to water then. Poliwrath is seeming okay. Could be the right choice. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm set. Maybe that's my 6-man team. and focus Poliwrath on more fighting moves. Drop Charmander? No. No, I think I want to stick with the Charmander. Alright, so say I drop Magikarp for the Poly, right? Then what do I replace with what do I replace Magikarp with? Still at the point of like I need a grass or a electric type Pokemon, and to be honest, none of them are really fitting like my sort of picks in the in my 6. What is this? Just start replacing all my Pokemon with water types, and then Magikarp comes in the back at the end. And anyway, I'd mostly rather do a Magikarp because I can actually go for that early, like a Seadra. I don't think you can get those. Misty. You just take the piss now. Because this will be like, I'll go for a full water team, and you'll be like, oh yeah, Max, it was the right choice, and I'll be like, okay, fair. We've gone for a full water team. I'll then meet up with you, and you'll be like, right, let's have a Pokemon battle, and you'll have a full electric and grass team. I mean, it's no different to like what you done when we was younger. Used to be like you knew what Pokemon I had. You like got perfect IVs, and you'd be like, oh yeah, let's battle, and you'd always win because you actually looked at the numbers. Whereas me, I played for fun. You know, you manipulated me, and then and if I did by the odd chance win, you'd beat me up. So that's what older brothers do, right? Yeah, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I'm not going for a full water team. And that'd be absolutely hell going for like the Elite Four. Definitely not lies. And you're telling me to go for a full water team. You've not even told me what team you're going with. Apart from the 3 starters. Which is broken and busted. You're just trying to go for an easy pathway through the game. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I mean, Gyarados can learn some dragon type moves. That's fine. I could go with a Dratini, which wouldn't be too bad. Or my final, do I just go with a Lapras? Oh. Yeah, could Lapras maybe, but then again, that's kind of another water type. Wait, Lapras is water, right? Or is it just like ice, pure ice? Where is it? I'm looking at it. It's water ice, yeah. I'm just falling into water type Pokemon only. Let's give it a no. What am I doing? No, I'm not looking at a shiny bottle. Mate, I don't manifest anything in life. And, welcome to the stream, Tom. How you doing? Happy Sunday. It has the new Resident Evil going. I was a bit sneaky. I didn't realise you picked that up. Was you always planning to pick it up early? Because obviously I knew you was playing Resident Evil 8 and 4. Yeah, I wish. I wish. Oh no, it's just mad luck every Pokemon I encounter. Shiny. I'm actually not playing on my Switch anymore. I've gone to an emulator so I can cheat. But no one would know. Ah, okay, fair enough. What are the trophies like on it? Are they pretty standard? Anything crazy you got to do? I think like you've got the standard, I guess, for Resident Evil games like speedrun. I think you got to do a speedrun on it. Which aren't typically bad on Resident Evil games. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't think any Resident Evil's hard, as say. They might have a certain grind element to them, whether it's got multiplayer or you got to do multiple playthroughs, but usually when you know everything about Resident Evil and when you start picking up some of the cheats or things you can turn on, whether it's infinite ammo, the trophies sort of become a bit trivial. So at least there's nothing ridiculous, but I've only heard good things about the game. I did watch a streamer play a little bit and it looked solid. Fair. Yeah, I've still the last Resident Evil I started playing was Resident Evil 6 on the PS3. Yeah, still working on some of those multiplayer trophies that I've got to boost. Difficulty wise, not at all. Grind wise, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Because like each time you do a multiplayer match, I don't know if they fixed it on like the re-release on PS4, but Resident Evil on the PS3 for Resident Evil 6, every time you set up a new, like you do a match online multiplayer, and it kicks you out of the game after each match, and you then got to research. So if you're boosting with people, you've all got them research at the same time. You got then the match up time, and then it takes ages to load into the game. So like, I think there's a trophy where you got to do 200 matches or something like that. So the loop cycle was boring, but I can't be complaining about loop cycles and then there's me doing this. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So if I want to do the PS4 version, I will have to redo it again. But I don't think it's as bad on the PS4. I think they might have... Whether it's load times that they've mostly reduced, or they might have even reduced the number that you need to achieve for the trophy to pop. 100%, mate. I'll do, you know me, I'll do anything co-op multiplayer. I'm a trophy whore, mate. Got to get those pings. The only thing with Resident Evil 6, I think, for some of the multiplayer trophies, you've got to do some of the campaign, because it's a bit weird. You do campaign missions and then you unlock, I think, those stadiums in the multiplayer. So some trophies require you to do things on certain maps, I believe. So I'm not able to do it all on PS3 until I actually start doing the campaign. And then 5. I hear 5's boring as well. That's a boring grind. But it is for sure that Capcom is absolutely smashing it at the moment with their game releases. I just think like all of their game releases have been really quite good, Capcom. Yeah, I really do want to do all of the Resident Evil games. I mean, obviously, we spoke about it previously, like, when I play a game, I like to go and play through the whole series, but I started at a really weird point. I started at Revelations. So I done Revelations 1 and 2, but I felt like they're kind of fine. They're sort of like off, like sub-stories. And then I went to 6. I jumped to 6 purely just to do the multiplayer grind. But then I'm finding out that I'm going to have to do some of the campaign to do it, so it's not ideal. I'll mostly try and do the bare minimum, just do the multiplayer, and then try and start from the start, so it doesn't impact my chronological order of the story too much. Whereabouts do you find the old one? I genuinely can't remember. I'm assuming it's a guy, like, by a hut near the ocean. Six is the worst game. 5 is a little longer grind. Yeah. Which is, I think, the grind is rough on 6. But I think it's more down to load times and playing on the PS3. I think if I started doing it on the PS4, it might be a lot nicer. Welcome to the stream, Poppy. How you doing? They've got a Ditto Pokemon plushie collection. That's going to be because of Pokopia. Pokopia. I didn't actually look at how you meant to say it. Pokopia? Pokopia. Yeah, no, I can't say I'm happy with what they've done with Pokopia. Pokopia. And them making a plushie out of a Ditto. Mostly human versions of them as well. It doesn't really float my boat. Fair. I mean, the only thing I know about 5 is, like, press square to punch boulder or something like that. Some stupid ass shit. Oh, right. Have they got, like... Oh, have they done, like, Pokemons, but they're actually Dittos, so they've got the Ditto face? Okay, I'm with you. But it is most probably to do with the launch of a Pokopia. Mate, every time I think of Ditto, the only thing I can think of is there was a Smosh YouTube video called Ditto, and it was like a spoof of the horror movie The Thing, but instead of it being an alien, it was Ditto. Great sketch. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that in there, or hearing about it for Resident Evil 8. But it's more of like I think it's more of just like a a comedy thing now. Yeah, I think they make a reference to the guy punching a boulder. Which I'm full down for, lean into that. But if they remake 5, I mean that's a big if, will they have you punching a boulder? And if not, does the continuity break them? With the joke in Resi 8, they've got to, right? Yeah, I mean, when I watched the Smosh clip, it was I wasn't old enough to watch the thing, and it's a great clip whether you have zero knowledge of the movie or have full knowledge of the movie. It's just a great sketch. One of their classics. It's like if Pokemon was real. I loved all of those sketches as well. Anyway, Poppy, how are you doing on this fine Sunday? You chilling? Can't imagine you're playing any game at the moment. And why are you not playing Pokemon? Ryan's told me you're not playing Pokemon. Might be because you ain't got a Switch. Understandable, I guess. Yeah, I think like I mean, their later clips today are better than their midsection. Obviously, they had a load of corporate BS and they got brought out and things like that. The politics they had they got involved in, and then now they've got full ownership. So I think their videos are swaying to better on the creativity side, but their old ones were just bangers as well. I think they just hit different as well. Going to church later? Damn. Can't afford that Pokemon lifestyle. Who can? Who can? There's a reason I'm only playing Pokémon FireRed, and that's because I've only got a Switch 1. I ain't gonna buy a Switch 2 to get Pokopia or anything like that. Oh, how nice. But I don't like Pokemon Go. I think it ruined Pokemon. I think it made Nintendo realise that microtransactions are king. And all you have to do is make the game crap and then put something in that you got to pay for with real money to make the experience better. And if they do that, then they're onto a money machine. No. Isn't it Pokopia? Pokopia? Oh shit, no, that's we don't want that. Backspace, backspace, backspace. No more wholesome than Animal Crossing and that, but I think if you look at the Power World game that's coming out, Poppy, the Power World version of that style game, it looks far better. It just looks a bit empty. Pokopia. It's really irritating me saying that. The new Pokemon game, it just farming Pokemon game. It just looks empty. I feel like it's I feel like you could get to the end game mostly pretty quick, and it just drops off massively. But I could be wrong. I've not seen enough of it really to fully comment. Pokopia. Yeah, Pokapia. Thomas, if I don't already, like, yeah, I don't want to actually go to sleep. I went to bed at 3 AM last night. I didn't want to sleep because I'm so scared of hearing that Charmander whisper in my ear. You know, because that's how Charmander sounds. It's got a Viva Pinata twang. Don't put Viva Pinata on the same level as that. Like, Viva Pinata's up here. You know, Pokemon Pokopia is down here. Genuinely think Viva Pinata is one of the best games. It's underrated and it's just the GOAT. What I would give for Xbox to release the Rare Collection on PlayStation. Jesus, man, we're getting... Oh, we're making way, at least. So, 100 so far? 100 resets today? Yeah, I know, you're right, Tom. And again, I've said it every stream, it just hurts when you hear people get it on, like, the 75th reset. Some people just don't know the struggles. But I watched a YouTuber, he went for all of the legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. And he got like Articuno and Zapdos, I think it was, are like 2,000, 3,000 resets, which is pretty good, like back to back. And then the Moltres took him like 8,000, 9,000 resets. So I don't mind doing that amount of resets. I just don't really want it for my first Pokemon. I want to actually play the game a little bit. Like, god damn it, Pokemon. Give me Charmander in like 1,000 sets and then make my Magikarp 9,000 encounters, soft resets. OG Viva Pinata is awesome. I think I don't know. I went for the complete 100% in OG Viva Pinata last time I played it. So I went for all of the color variants. And you're right, it didn't really take me too long. But that's because there's not RNG in that game. You know, Pokemon games is RNG element if you actually like, if you want to get all the shinies, yeah. The replayability and you can keep going, but that's the only reason why Pokemon's long. If you took the RNG element out of Pokemon and there's a way to guarantee the Pokemon that you wanted every time, there was no like farming to try and get a shiny or anything like that, Pokemon would be pretty quick as well. Here, I like that pop. Size does not matter. Shout out to all my short kings out there. The worst shiny to reset for? Why would it be the? Why do you think it's the worst shiny to reset for? In terms of Pokémon FireRed, it's not. If you're talking about like the reset, how long it takes to reset and do the loop, no, it's not that bad compared to some others. But yeah, I mean, all resets have the same rate in FireRed. If you're talking about FireRed in general, yeah, it's one of the worst. out of all the other Pokemon games. Yeah, I think like Viva Pinata with mods, that like if Viva Pinata was created today and was on PC and it was like just refreshed and it had the modding community could go into it, I think that it would be a really, really good game. Like they needed to expand on the concept of the first game. I didn't like what they done with the second game. Go back to the first game mechanics and expand on that world. Perfect. Make it that you can get. I mean, technically, you did have like shinies in that game. You had like mutations, but in that sense, Tom. Yes, a little bit, but say you're looking for a Pokemon in the grass, there's obviously multiple Pokemon that can be in that grass area. So if you're looking for a specific one in the grass, you're then mixing that 1 in 8,000 chance with multiple Pokemon. So that can be a pain. The other thing is you could accidentally kill the Pokemon when you find it, and also you need to capture it still. So in terms of stress-free, this is maybe one of the nicer ones to capture. Anything that's like, you just go up to it and pick a Pokeball up. So EVs are nice because, well, they're even better because they don't have the dialogue. But I would say it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. I think natural searching for them in grass is worse, in a sense. Because when I come to doing the Magikarp, the only benefit is, like, for the Magikarp, though, there's a 100% chance you're going to get Magikarp. Like, there's no other Pokemon in that mix when you use Nulgrod, so then it might be better than doing this, but we'll have to cross that hurdle when we come to it, and I'll have a better opinion. But yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. There's multiple factors on why certain ones are better than the other. You know, in terms of actually the worst, it's got to be any Pokemon that's in the Safari, or I think if you're like naturally searching for an Abra where they're going to teleport, or the other ones that are bad. I think the 3 legendary dogs are pretty bad because the reset isn't when you go find them, if I remember rightly. There's something about it that I remember. It's not nice. Hypno from my team? No, I'd rather an Abra. 100%. I think, like, in terms of the easiest to grind, it's going to be the legendaries, like Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Mewtwo, maybe not Deoxys, because Deoxys you've got to do the puzzle each time, I think, on the reset. But those are, like, the easiest, but then the stressful part comes down to whether you're going to capture it with the right amount of Pokeballs, because I think with a standard Pokeball, one of the legendaries, it's a 1.16% chance or something like that. So you can burn through your Pokeballs, they could wipe your whole team out, or you could accidentally kill it. And they usually have an ability, I don't know if it's they have like potions on them, or they usually have an ability that can heal. I think it's potions. So they usually end up healing up. Which sucks. I know Deoxys and Mew 1. When you do their cycles, you've got to do their puzzle games each time. You can't like stand in front of them and reset. So for Mew 1, you do the puzzle where you chase it in the grass and you go into the battle. You can literally just escape from that battle, leave the area and go back in, and that will do the reset, so you don't have to soft reset. With Deoxys, you do the red pyramid puzzle, choosing the shortest pathway, and I might even be muddling this up with a different Pokemon. New one, yeah. Again, Mew one I might be muddling up with a different Pokemon. Because you could get Mew one in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but or am I muddling that up with Pokemon Emerald? I might be muddling that up with Emerald. Deoxys, I ain't. I don't think. Deoxys, you've got to do the red pyramid puzzle. Gotcha. Mew 1, Mew 2. I mean, then everything. You're never going to say one after a movie. You're not going to say... Let me think one. You won't say, like, Call of Duty 1. You'll just say Call of Duty, but... I'm just being a bit more descriptive, Ryan. You don't have to hate. Wow. Just hating on me. Hate us because you ain't us. Famous words there. Another reset. Another day. Come on, Professor Oak. Give me a damn shiny. If I do get a shiny today, it'll just be like the best thing. The game is breaking me down systematically. Each reset, one by one. So we're 70 minutes in to the stream. Over 100 resets now. Not bad going. The hunt continues. I'm thinking of about maybe 3-hour stream today. Like I said, I do want to hit maybe the 1,400 mark resets if I don't get it prior. we just see how that goes. Mid stretch. I don't know what my reaction is going to be when I do eventually find a shiny though. I don't know if I'm just going to be like, ah, cool, we can move on. Or be like, oh my god, oh, shiny, sort of thing. We'll see. If it gets close to the 8,000 resets, then yeah, we might be doing that. So I've decided to not do any more VR streams on YouTube. I watched back my first VR video and I just thought, this don't translate very well. The PlayStation VR headset, like what viewers see and what I see in game, are like almost two different things. It's not a one-to-one match. So I've decided I won't any longer be doing the Astrobot VR game on stream, but I will be finishing that off of stream and going to Astrobot. So I'm sort of looking to get my structure down to maybe like Pokemon on the weekends streams, so Saturday, Sunday Pokemon streams. Maybe a midweek Pokemon stream. So maybe a Wednesday Pokemon stream, and then the other days I want to have trophy hunting. So my next trophy hunting video, whether I take a break off Monday, maybe, we'll see. But hopefully I'll be doing Astrobot on PS5, which will be good. And if I'm not trophy hunting, I'm either having a break or I might even do more Pokemon streams, depending. Because I feel like I want to up the amount of Pokemon streams I'm doing, in a sense, because I want to try and get the shiny. And I'll be devastated if I don't capture the shiny on stream, so these 2-3 hours that I've been playing are the only times I'm managing to get to play this game. Can you imagine? I end stream and I'm like, oh, let me just play for an hour off of stream, and I get a shiny. Devastating. Devastating. Exactly. That's why I'd do it off of stream. I'd plug in my hacks. Plug in my action replay to my Nintendo Switch. did I just got 2 then? I did. I accidentally pressed the counter button twice. Go back down. More resets and I'm at the 1,200 mark. 1200. Wish there was an auto counter, so I didn't have to keep tapping a key on my keyboard. I was hoping that there was some auto counter online that you could put as like an overlay. But the best thing that you can get is an app on your phone that uses the camera. Because I am most probably at the 1,200 mark, just previous times I've not upped the counter. Instantly I see an orange Charmander and I'm like, God give me strength. No, there's no point in me using my battery on my phone for it. So I'd end up just getting lazy, I think. Better keep my brain active than not. Because I mean, yeah, I'm already yawning. The grind's putting me to sleep. So if I can if I use a bit of my brain just going, what number am I at? Did I do the last counter? Did I not? Then that's better, at least. Should we do one Squirtle roll? Let's do a Squirtle roll. If I get shiny Squirtle, then that's it. The stream's over. We're not going with a Charmander. Can you imagine? Let's go. Let's do it. Breaking the cycle. Is this it? Is this it? Boo! Game's rigged. This is horseshit. Back to Charmander. Come on, game. Give me good rates. Go for one of each and let fate choose. We'll go again. Alright, we'll go Squirtle, we'll go Bulbasaur. I'm not going to do one of each. It's nice to not have to keep moving your character. But if fate decides one of these three, whenever I do choose, I might start doing that. Just like occasionally, just go. Let's see if God wants me to get a Bulbasaur right now. That's where I go, oh yeah. And then a Battle Gary, and he's also got a shiny. 10 more, and we're at the 1200 mark. There we go. Nugget cave is rough. In what way? It's a long cave. We've had a lot of diglets in. I can't even remember what's the other end of Diglet's cave. I know one end is the city where you've got the cruise ship. Can't remember what the other end is. Is there a bike pathway? I don't think so. Could be. Ooh. Yeah, because you can find there's a rare chance, but you can find the evolved Diglett, which what's the second evolution of the Diglett? It's can't even think of it. I want to say like Doltrio, but that's the bird. It's just 3 Diglets. Or is it 1 Diglett with two of his buddies? Wait, is the evolved Diglett, is that got 3 heads? Or is it just 3 Diglets? So when it evolves it just finds 2 more companions. Has anyone actually found out that? Dugtrio. Leaned forward into the gamer mode stance. My eyes are becoming weak. Still going. Yep. To be honest, I'm most probably gonna go for. I said I wanted to do like 3 hours. I don't want him to be gold, to be honest. I said earlier, if it was a gold Charizard, I wouldn't mostly be going for Charizard. I'd mostly go for Squirtle. Black Charizard just looks good. What can I say? Black and red. God damn it. RuneScape. Good memories. You still playing RuneScape, Tom? I know you went back to it at some point, but I haven't heard you say that you played it for a bit, so I guess not. Yeah, it's black when it evolves. Which is a bit weird. I don't know why they didn't make Charmander black. It'd make shiny hunting a little nicer. At this moment, I instantly see the Charmander, and I mean the gold isn't too far off the yellow. So if I get too tired and I get too into the mindset of just auto reset, like that's where it gets dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, I thought you might still pick it up now and then. You just get like bursts of wanting to grind out a bit more RuneScape. Get that nostalgia kick. You play RuneScape on mobile, right? Damn. It's not the worst. There are definitely worse ones. Jolteon is got to be one of the worst, but in worse looking. But in terms of looks, I think to Abra when it's gold, it's got purple like padding on it, I believe. There's quite a few Pokemon, to be honest, that kind of look the same. The thing is, I've said a few times, I mostly would go with a Squirtle as my shiny, but I don't really like the colour palette of its shiny. I prefer a non-shiny Squirtle. Looks wise. Yeah. Yeah, it's just this like dirty green kid's vomit. Then Articuno is very slightly lighter blue. Mewtwo has one of the nicest. I like Mewtwo and I like Deoxys Shiny. They're both nice. Mew, yeah. Shiny Mew's nice as well. Light blue. And it's a shame with Jolteon because Shiny Eevee looks really nice. They just done my boy bad. Right, what do you mean by they use a colour shift instead of manually updating the colours? What's a shiny Dragonite look like? I don't know what colour shiny Dragonite is. Shiny Dragonite's also black. No, Shiny Dragonite's green. Green with purple wings. Original Shiny, yeah. But Dratini is purple. You are right there. Every pigment was shifted X point around, so that's why a lot of yellows look the same. Oh, okay. I see. Nah. Nah, it's straight up green. Like, quite pale green as well. Getting messed up with my boy Charizard. He the only black dragon. What colour change ends up being blue? If I want a shiny blue Pokemon, is it purples end up being blue? Because Nidoking's purple goes into a blue. Is that what I've got to look for? What's Shelder's shiny Shelder? Shiny. Shiny Shelder is blue. Is that the thing? So I've got to look for purple Pokemon. go with like a shiny muck. Nidoking, Arbok. What's a shiny Aerodactyl look like? Is that blue? Okay, it's not one of two. Copy. No, it's purple and blue. Showed up on my wall team. Yeah. Seems like I need to be looking for a purple Pokemon if I want the shiny to be blue. See the, what is shiny Squirtle? If I am right, what is it? See, shiny Squirtle, that first colour, if it stayed that really, really bright blue. Wait, is it? Yeah, I just don't like that its skin colour goes from like a blue to a purple in Squirtle. Otherwise, I most probably would have went with Blastoise. Actually, love Blastoise. Yeah, Snorlax goes into a like a more royal blue, I think. It's very similar to its shade, but it's, instead of it being like a more of a dull blue, it goes more bright colour in a way. But it's still dark. Ditto. Mate, shiny hunting a Ditto. That'd be hell. Although I think in like later Pokemon, when you end up shiny hunting for other Pokemon, like when you capture it, it turns out to be a Ditto sometimes. But then rates in newer games is higher. Like, I genuinely don't know if Ditto's even a good Pokemon to have in your 6. Yeah, see, Ryan mentioned that, and I'm like, kind of tempted to go for a Nidoking. Nidoking does look super cool as well. Just it'll be a bit of a bitch to try and hunt for that one because, like, it's in grass where there's other rates of other Pokemon being in, so. I guess shiny Starmie as well. What's that? Shiny, or is it Starmie? Starmie. Shiny Staryu. Shiny Starmie. Shiny Starmie looks nice. God damn it. It's all water Pokemon still. Really? I have not actually seen a Poliwrath. What's this? Shiny Poliwrath. Ugh. See, it's a shame because I really like Politoed. But you can't get Politoed in this game, so. And Shiny Politoed looks nice. Light blue and pink. 100% would go for that. You can't get a Politoed in FireRed, I don't believe. Politoed. Can't even spell it right. Politoed. Need King's Rock and can you get it? How do you find it? Where do you get it? Locations. Oh, you can. I don't think you can. Do you need to get the Pokédex thingy? No. Yeah. Thought so. Oh shit! I almost dropped my controller. All right. Let's get back onto the grind. Done a little bit of searching online. Didn't really get anywhere. Yeah, it might be the case that you need the. Do you need the national Pokédex to be able to get it? What kind of shiny Ninetales? The thing is, I'm playing FireRed, so I can't even get a Ninetales. Exclusive to Leaf Green, my friend. It's no bueno. But Ninetales is really good in this game, so... But I've already got a shiny fire type, so I also need to keep that in mind. I've got to be careful. I feel like you're going to get a team of full fire type Pokemon or full water type Pokemon. There's no grass types at all. I mean, it's very close to a white anyway. Ninetales, it's like a cream colour. Have you seen a shiny Eevee, Tom? Have you seen what a shiny Eevee looks like? Shiny Eevees look nice. Yeah, I think what Ryan said though, where it's just they shift the colours across like on a scale. So pretty much all Pokemon that are red or are going to go to a gold colour, whereas all Pokemon that are blue get shifted towards a purple, and all Pokemon that are purple get shifted to a blue. So if you think of a purple Pokemon, if you look at a shiny version of it, it's likely going to be blue. Yeah, I don't know what a shiny Vaporeon or Flareon look like. Although Flareon's actually one of the worst Pokemon in FireRed and Leaf Green because how the attack moves work and stats. But it's a shame because shiny Eevee does look nice, and then the shiny evolutions of it, they dropped the ball on that. Vaporeon's pink. Flareon's gold. Yeah, I mean, could have guessed. I guess. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because if you look at Squirtle, it's blue and then it goes so from a blue to a purple. So again, that logic is consistent. Yeah. Really, the later evolutions for Eevee that they brought out just look dope in general. The original 3. A little bland. What's Umbreon shiny? and yellow to... Don't even know what the colours shift to. Grey and blue. Gotta see this. Okay, yeah. To be honest, is it Zorak? Zorak, yeah, Zorak is a little similar. The first evolution of it, at least. You're right, Umbreon does look cool. So I think for this stream I'm going to go for the 1300 resets. We'll actually end there, so like 60 more resets from now. Shiny Rayquaza looks best. Ruined Lucario and Gengar. Isn't Gengar like a bluish colour? No idea what Lucario looks like. What's happening with my PC? There we go. I don't want to commit it, man. I'll probably add like a blue hue to it. I don't remember Gengar, Shiny Gengar looking too bad. Lucario just go like purple. Purple and a grey or something. What colour is Lucario? Goes yellow. Neefus, welcome to the stream. How you doing, buddy? So you're doing it the OG way, man. Respect. You going for the start Pokemon? Not gonna lie, it's draining me. I'm absolutely drained today. Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, all three. What are you doing? What's your game plan? Claim. It's a rough journey out there for all of us. People shiny hunting. Charmander, solid choice. Solid choice. I think it's the best shiny out of the three. Yeah. You and everyone else, I think. We're all doing the same thing. There's a lot of streamers online at the moment doing it. What we put ourselves just to get a black Charizard. Yeah, I've done that before. Definitely trying to not. Well, I'm trying to make sure I press B instead of A when it says, "Do you want to name your Pokemon?" So I don't have to go through that crap. And then the other thing is accidentally soft reset him before getting to the point. I don't want to have one of those situations where it pops up for a second, I react before actually taking it in that it's a shiny, and I soft reset. That would be devastating. Does the chat get... No, I am not naming my shiny. To be honest, I've done a poll the other day on my stream asking do people actually name their Pokemon. Most people said they don't. I don't like naming my Pokemon. I like it changing as it evolves. Yeah. No, it's I don't know. It's what's keeping me up at night while I'm doing this. Until I get this shiny Charmander, I think it's gonna keep me awake at night. But then I'll be moving on to a shiny Magikarp. I'm even though I'm still very early days on the Charmander. I have got my eyes set on a shiny Magikarp too. I want that red Gyarados. Oh. See, I wouldn't even really mind going, oh yeah, the chat can name my my Pokemon, but to be honest, 9 times out of 10, it's just you in here, Ryan. So you'll just give me some crappy ass name and it ruin my joy of getting a shiny. Nevis, to be honest, I think it's a blessing that you're not got a counter, to be honest. I started doing this off stream, and I got to, if I was to estimate, maybe about 500 resets. So when I started streaming, I started off at about the 500 mark on the counter. And I don't know, every time I press the button now to add an extra number to my counter, it's a bit soul destroying. It's one of those things, like, you love gaming, you'll put all the time in the world of gaming, but you never actually want to see your gaming stats. How much of your life have you put into playing video games? Yeah, and this counter is a show of dedication, but it's also quite sad. Just expecting my partner to be like, oh, what have you been doing? I've been playing Pokemon. I got a shiny Charizard. Oh, okay. How long did that take? An hour or two? No, like 80 hours. Yeah. Name it tax evasion. Why tax evasion? Am I missing something? What name would you call it, Ron? I guess the only plus with doing it on the Game Boy is that it is very it's a small handheld console. Going around with a Switch everywhere, you can't just pop it out occasionally and start doing a shiny hunt. But I think that's the right way to go about it, to just do it occasionally. You've got to be in the right mindset for it as well. Don't know why. Just to get the tax man alerted to me. It's really weird. I didn't actually. Would it bother you to have a female Black Charizard? At the start, I was like, yes, but to be honest, the rates on getting a female Charmander is, I think, like 5%. So the rates of getting a shiny female is like super high. I don't think I'd be too bothered. At this point, I just want to shiny. I couldn't even care if it's got bad IVs at this point. Max 6 is confirmed. Oh, there we go. We're going to do that AAA. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, to be honest, I did, and I kind of still do a little bit, but I think a lot of people did, actually. It's mostly going to be one of those things where everyone had that same mindset, but it's just sort of in the back of the mind, subconscious. Yeah, I don't know about the statistics on a female, but I heard like it was... I mean, what is the rate of a female Charmander at the start? I read it was low. But you're right. I've seen my fair few females, and they don't feel like 5%. Yeah, 100%. I saw a video the other day of someone playing Emerald, and when they pick up the Pokemon, because Emerald works a little different. You pick the Pokemon up and then you go straight into a battle with a Zagoon, and he picks up a Mudkip. The Zagoon is shiny, and he's like, "Oh fuck this game!" Like, I'm trying to get a shiny, and the fucking enemy that I'm battling turns out to be a shiny. And then he waits a few seconds longer, and then the shiny Mudkip appears. So there's 2 shinies in the battle straight off the bat, which is a crazy chance. So you mistyped the rival's name? Well, it depends. Is there much on that save? To be honest, I don't really... Unless it was a save where I had all the Pokemon and I had a load of shinies that I collected and I actually had like a deep connection to that save, I don't really get connected to a save. So there's been a few, on my overall Game Boy games, there's been a few saves where they've just been kind of casual plays, going to the Elite Four, not really got anything crazy, and I've just like wiped those saves to replay the game over again. Oh, what, the counter as in the shinies? No, so it don't work like that. So every time you encounter the Pokemon, there's a 1 in 8,000 chance. So if you restart your save file, the chances don't change again. So yeah. That don't make a difference. So every time, technically, I could have to reset like 20,000 times to get the shiny. How's the name of my rival in English? What do you mean, sorry? As in what, when your text, it's not in English? Yeah, the Professor Oak's son is called Gary. Yeah, I would have said that if I realised. You're playing the Italian version. Yeah. I think it's only the Japanese version where it's different. My brother told me. It's some weird name. Misspelt it. I mean, look, at least you picked up on it now, rather than playing through the game, having a few shinies and going, oh crap. There's nothing worse when you catch up with something like that, and then it just bugs you to the end. Okay, so it's not a 5% chance, it's a 12.5. So 1 in every 10 Charmanders, roughly, is a female. Crazy. Yeah, the Japanese name. Shigeru. Can we get a shiny before we hit 1,300? It's looking like a no, but you never know. Why would it make breeding easier? Still nothing there. No. Neepers, I think they've somehow done an update to the GBA game and the Switch game to stop everyone from getting shiny Charmanders at this point. I feel like there's a lot of people struggling. It feels that way. High demand at the moment, low supply. Pumping those costs up. Getting some Charmander inflation out here. I see. But I mean, you could just get a shiny Charmander because not a shiny. You can just get a female Charmander. It doesn't have to be a shiny. I mean, it's not as if you breed shinies, you get a higher chance of getting a shiny. Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. I'm just saying, in this economy at the moment, there's too many shiny hunters and not enough shinies going on at the moment. I was watching someone yesterday and they were like 5,000 resets. I was just like, damn, it's gonna be me as well in the next few days. Next few weeks. No, you're good, you're good. I mean, I might have misunderstood you. I'm not saying I was correct, but I think I understood what you meant, or what you said. You're clear, buddy. Yo, is that was that lamb sauce? Because I know lamb sauce was the person that I was watching, but I don't know if they got it. I think they were in the 5,000s, high 5,000s at the point I stopped watching. Sort of glance at it. Yeah, no, I've been keeping an eye on their stream. 5,800, and she got it. Damn. And that's below odds still, so good on her. Good on her. I've said a few times, I just don't want to go above odds. This will be like the first shiny that I'm actively going after. I've got shinies before in the past, but they were all just like luck, random. I don't want this one that I'm actively going for to be on odds or over odds. I don't mind if I get this one at like 3,000 and then my magic harp at like 9,000 or something like that. That'd be solid still. I just know I'm gonna put like 80 hours into this game and not actually started playing it, which is a bit soul destroying. Sweet. I mean, that's it's good to hear that someone managed to get it. She's been doing long streams as well, like 3-hour sessions, 4-hour sessions, I think. Whereas I've only really been able to do 2-hour long streams, and then I'm being like dead, loss of motivation and all that. Oh, let's not type anything there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that's sort of like motivating me, is that I have played this game before, so I do know what to expect. But if I hadn't played this game, oh my god, doing all of this and then like experiencing the game for the first time, that's just gonna ruin your experience, I feel. I know what to expect coming up, but when you drop £16 on a new game for the Switch, this is not what you expect to do in your time. But I've been quite adamant. I want a shiny Charmander, and then I want a shiny hunt specific Pokemon. I've always said, like, depending of like multiple factors, whether how well the streams go, how well the grind actually goes for these early stages, and whether I actually stick with playing Pokemon, will determine on how many shinies I most probably get. Like, I'm pretty new to streaming to YouTube. Oh, that was wrong button. Yeah, pretty new to streaming on YouTube, and it's obviously great to meet new people, try and build up a little community, chat with new guys and girls. So yeah, I'm at a channel building stage at the moment. The weird thing is, typically I don't even play Pokemon. I'm actually I usually play PlayStation and go for trophies or achievements, depending what systems you play. It's only that this game came out that I was like, I was so hooked on the idea of playing old Pokemon again, bring back those good memories. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, you could go to a newer Pokemon where the rates are better, or there's items that increase the rates. But there's just something about FireRed and Leaf Green that slaps, and, you know, it just so happens to be one of the hardest to do shiny hunts on with the chances and rates. Yeah. The saddest thing, though, I have been building up my collection of Pokemon games, and I mean, yeah, I got it here. I recently got FireRed on the Game Boy. There we go, a legit copy of FireRed. I recently got that, like, I say recent, about last year, and then that's my Game Boy. But the sad thing is, you can't transfer up from DS to the Switch anymore because, well, I didn't install the app on my 3DS, which is sad. Yeah, otherwise I would love to have played all of the old ones and transferred up. I always think that's quite a cool idea of doing, and the moment they shut down the store on the 3DS, and I don't even know if the app works from the 3DS still to the Switch. I think you can somehow install the software still by sort of like using a mod on your system. yeah, mate, I've been, like I said, I've been building up the collection, and I've not got Let's Go Pikachu, I've got Let's Go Eevee, I've got Scarlet Violet, I've got Sword and Shield, I've got Brilliant Diamond, I don't have Shining Pearl, or is it? Brilliant Pearl. Yeah, no, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. I haven't got Shining Pearl. I need to get Arceus. I've heard that one's really good as well, so I do want to play that one, but too many games, not enough time. It's the common issue people have. I've got a large backlog of games, and like I said, I'm not crazy with Nintendo. I'm not, like, I like Pokemon. It's mostly the Nintendo game that I would play the most. But I typically play PlayStation. So most of my time does end up going into PlayStation. But in fairness, you are playing the better Pokemon game out of those Scarlet and Let's Go Eevee. You chose the right choice. What disappointed you about Brilliant Diamond? Because I've heard like mixed things about it. I've heard that like it's really good, but disappointed with like how buggy and how unpolished it is. Really, is what I've heard from it. Other than that, I've heard people say they really liked it. What disappointed you about it? You play PC mainly? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think most people are like, I play Switch and Switch only, because it's just so limited with the games. Obviously, they're great for their first-party games, Pokemon, Zelda, but outside of that, you're not going to play Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever you like to play on a Switch. It just doesn't work properly. Zelda ZA was meant to be like Arceus. How? You liked Shining Pearl, but Brilliant Diamond disappointed you? How does that work? Oh wait, no, sorry. Right, that was you saying you liked Shining Pearl. My bad. Muddled that one up. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right, well, we have like 11 more resets. I mean, that's a fair variety in your games you like to play. You're trying to recover your gaming vein? What do you mean by that? As in you feel like a little burnt out? Is that what you're saying? Personally not played DayZ. Rocket League I've played a little bit. No Man's Sky I haven't, but I will go to playing some No Man's Sky at some point in the future. Obviously, had a terrible launch. In all fairness, Nephus, everyone I speak to, I think we're all in the same boat. There's a reason I'm here playing Pokémon FireRed, you know? I think everyone's sort of trying to find that spark again, and the only thing that I do to get sort of that spark is, one, playing an old game. So I actually really enjoyed going back and playing Skyrim recently, which gave me good old vibes. I'm a big fan of Ratchet and Clank on PlayStation, so going back to playing those sort of brings that same vibe. But the only other thing that kind of brings me close to it is playing indie games. Like, indie games are, I think, bring the closest amount of joy, because I also think those games are made with love. Like, AAA games nowadays, nah. And I mean, I'll say it again about the Pokemons. I don't think Pokemons have been the same since they came away from the DS. And I mean, even towards the end of the DS, they were dying, I think. I just think it really started turning into the corporate churn. And they were like, right, can we bring a game out yearly or bi-yearly? I don't know. I feel like they started ramping up how often a Pokemon game's coming out. I mean, look at this. They've released FireRed, Pokepedia, and then you've got Wind and Waves coming out. And I just feel like 3 Pokemon games in a matter of a year or 2. That's crazy. It's just churning them out. So, mate, I'm constantly trying to find what's going to lighten my interest up again. And it's why I kind of love trophy hunting, because I'm not actually I end up not buying new games. I get old games and then going through and playing those 100%. So my backlog's massive, but I don't really usually play brand new games. It's not really what I'm into. Yeah, it's rough, but I do want to go play back. I've heard No Man's Sky has become really good after the shocking launch, but I remember seeing it like after launch, it dropped down in price like so much, to like £15 or something like that in the UK, and then they started doing the updates and fixing it and working on their promises, and then the price has shot back up again. So I think it's like £30 now. But it's one of those moments you wish you brought in the trough when it was doing bad. Got it dirt cheap. People selling it for like £5. I mean, look at new games that are coming out. You've got Concord, and I can't even remember. There's another one that's a bit like Concord that came out, and they're shutting the servers down for that game. Companies just don't understand. Like, people don't want microtransactions. People don't really want live service. Oh shit, I didn't mean to reset then. I hate that every company's doing a live service model. And that's not just me, I think that's most people. Yeah, too many people out here trying to find that spark again in the gaming world. And what is sad in that is that you've got companies like Nintendo and EA that clearly can tell that their fans are wanting the nostalgia plays, and then they end up making really shitty ports or really shitty remakes, which is the sad part. I mean, it wasn't even long ago that it was announced that the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time game was cancelled because they done a poor job on it. I mean, bittersweet that it got cancelled, but you can just tell that money's not getting put in the right places. And anyway, this is my last attempt of the day. Is it? Wait. Yeah, because I've reset. No, I've got one more after this. Do you want to? No. So, I reset. I get the Pokemon. If it's not a shiny, that is where I'm calling it quits for today. No shiny. One more time. Nephas, thanks for joining with the stream, mate. Appreciate you. And we're going to see what we get here, and then we'll call it an end. And thanks for everyone else who joined in chat. I know that we had Tom, we had Poppy, we had Ryan, And I think that might have been it for the sane chat. But also anyone who lurked and didn't say anything, always appreciated. I'm not giving it a name. Is this it? Is this going to be the shiny? Very unlikely. No shiny. And on that note, everyone have a good rest of your Sunday, and I'll be streaming a game midweek. Likely not Pokemon though, most probably a bit of trophy hunting, but if that's your vibe, or you appreciate it, or you like the stream or the content, then please drop a like and subscribe.